So today our topic is knowledge representation. Some of the portion is already discussed in the previous class. Now what we are learning. If we want a machine to be intelligent enough to have a dialogue with us in the natural language or do complex tasks like diagnosis of a medical condition diagnosis, or any problem solving decision making, then first the machine needs to become knowledgeable about the real world. So that is the point. So today we are learning how to make our machine knowledgeable enough so that it could understand the real world scenario. Now that's why in the previous class we are talking about knowledge representation. So what is this knowledge representation is all about? So knowledge representation is a study, or we can say it is a study about how knowledge and facts about the real world can be represented, or else we can say that what kind of specific reasoning can be done with the help of this knowledge. Now the consideration is try to understand. The first question comes in our mind: what are the properties we can expect from a good knowledge representation scheme? Means how could I understand that whatever knowledge representation we have made, it is a good one? So according to artificial intelligence, to make a machine intelligent we need the concept of knowledge representation, and to be a good knowledge representation system it should have some specific property. The first property of a good knowledge representation system is known as representational accuracy. Accuracy. So now what is the meaning of representational accuracy? In one word, I can say it is an ability to represent all kinds of knowledge that might be needed in a particular domain. Means if I am designing an AI system for medical diagnosis, representational accuracy states that I should provide all the knowledge related to this domain, related to this medical activity to the machine, so that the machine can react intelligently. So, intelligent reaction of a machine is only possible if we provide all possible knowledges from the environment related to this particular domain. So this is all about representational accuracy. So to be a good knowledge representation system, we should have this representational accuracy property. Then the second property is known as inferential adequacy. So what is the meaning of inferential adequacy? So it is an ability to manipulate the representational structure so that it can derive some new structure out of it. So I can give you one small example. So what is the meaning of inference? See, I have one statement like all birds can fly. So this is one information that I am providing. Then second thing I am providing, that is dove is a bird. So, what do you mean by inference? The meaning of inference is whenever we have some information From that information, if my machine can derive some new information, then I can say that my machine can infer. So from there, so all birds can fly, fine. Dove is a bird, it is also fine. So from here, your machine can infer that dove can also fly. That dove can fly, right? So this is a new logic, or this is a new information. This information does not belong to this to given information. So my machine is deriving some new information. So that reason it is known as inference. Now, inferential adequacy means the ability to derive new thing from the existing thing. So, deriving new information from the existing information. So, if my knowledge representation scheme has this property, then it is also a good knowledge representation scheme. Now, we have the third property. It is very, very difficult to understand. This property is known as inferential efficiency. So, what is the meaning of inferential efficiency? So, it is just an ability to incorporate additional information into the knowledge structure, which can be used to focus to the next level of new inference information. So, what I mean to say is that I will explain this concept with an example so that it could be clear for you. So, I am giving you a small example of a system, that is, what is inferential efficiency? I'm just giving you one example. See, we have a system which is known as mycin. Just remember this name, mycin. So what is this mycin? This mycin system is known as expert system. Why it is an expert system? Because it is designed for medical diagnosis. So what it will diagnose? It will diagnose bacterial information or some blood infections. So this machine is designed for diagnosis of bacterial infection or some blood related infection, right? So how could I prove that this machine is having an inferential efficiency? So this mycin expert system, it was developed in 1972 in California by Stanford University. Now the point is, how could I prove that this mycin has a good knowledge representation scheme? See, this mycin would attempt to diagnose patient based on reported symptoms. Means it will collect all the reported symptoms, and it also collects the test reports. The test reports from the patients. And further, mark this point, and further it will try to collect the information concerning to the patient, so that it is asking for this additional information so that it could give you a probable diagnosis, after which it could recommend a course of treatment. So, apart from this given knowledge, that is reported symptoms and test report, mycin will also ask for some additional information, something like this patient is allergic to some particular medicine or not. So something like this kind of additional information is asked by machine so that it could deliver a particular probable diagnosis of or course of treatment. So we can say that therefore mycin has the property of inferential efficiency. So this is the third property which is very very important for knowledge representation. And the last property of a good knowledge representation is acquisitional efficiency. So what is the meaning of acquisitional efficiency? I can say that it is an ability to acquire new knowledge easily using some automated method. So what is the meaning of this acquisitional efficiency? I can give you one example. We can say that machine learning has the property of acquisitional efficiency. Means if I am having an AI system and this AI system say has a knowledge representation scheme, and if this knowledge representation scheme has the machine learning algorithm, then I can say that this machine has acquisitional efficiency. Now, what is the meaning of this acquisitional efficiency that we have to understand? Basically, machine learning enables a machine to grow knowledgeable through automatic and experience based learning without being explicitly programmed. Means we don't have to program this knowledge base repeatedly. Means machine learning is an algorithm. That algorithm will start from some basic knowledge and then it will grow its knowledge base. Mean it will increase its knowledge by some inference. Means it will infer from the existing knowledge and then it will grow its knowledge base. So since your knowledge is enriched each and every time when your program is executing, so as a result we can say that a machine learning algorithm has an acquisitional efficiency, that is it has an ability to grow without being explicitly programmed. So these are the four basic property that we have to remember, because each time whenever we have to design a good knowledge representation system, then we expect that representational accuracy, inferential adequacy, inferential efficiency and acquisitional efficiency, this four property must be there in the knowledge representation system. And then only I can feed this knowledge representation system to an AI machine so that my machine can perform intelligently. So whatever we asked or whatever we interact with the machine, so it can give us a good intelligent solution for that. So the everything is dependent on this knowledge representation mechanism, and this knowledge representation mechanism should be built on this four property that I have discussed so far, right? And one of the example of this AI system with a enriched knowledge representation scheme which is known as mycin. It is a well-known expert system that is used for bacterial infection or blood-related disease diagnosis. So this is the first part of our discussion. Inferential adequacy means you will infer something new. Means please try to understand. So I am giving information number 1 to you. I am giving information number, just a minute, I am giving information number 1 to you. So first information is provided to you. Then the second information is also provided to the machine, right? Now If I get something new which does not exist in this two information, then this new information, whatever is provided by the machine, it is known as inferential adequacy. Means my machine is inferencing some new logic. But here the question is, from where it is inferring? Means it is inferring from the human being by by giving additional question, by asking additional question to the human, or it is inferring by itself by using some machine learning algorithm. That I am not concerned about. If I am getting something new that does not exist in the database, it means, sorry, in the knowledge base, then I can say it has inferential adequacy. Now, what do you mean by inferential efficiency? Now, inferential efficiency means yes, my machine could infer something new, but how it will infer? From the information of the knowledge base, plus it will ask some question to the human being. Then, if the human being could give me the reply, then collectively it will create inferential efficiency. So inferential efficiency means my machine will infer only if it will ask for additional information to the human being apart from the information existing in the knowledge base. Now, and what is acquisitional efficiency? Fine, in the acquisitional efficiency, my machine will also infer something new. But how? My machine will take the knowledge base information, plus it will not ask any question to the human being. It will learn by its own by using machine learning algorithm. So knowledge base plus own learning together will form acquisitional efficiency. One point to note here is that the current systems, all the current AI based system has all the four properties. And one more point to add, please try to understand this machine learning and deep learning algorithms are meant to provide acquisitional efficiency so that my machine could learn by its own and can create a knowledge based information and give me some new information. So I'm giving you a very good example of this. So now I will discuss mycin in details. But before that, I will tell you something about mycin. So we know that mycin is an expert system, right? Mycin. So in mycin, how mycin will work? I have explained that in the previous class that whenever we have some AI based system or AI based agent, then agent should have a knowledge base. Knowledge base means we have some knowledge given to the agent as an information so that my agent could react. Now I will modify this concept a bit. I can say that any particular AI based system will have knowledge base, fine. But this knowledge base has two parts. The first part is your knowledge base, and the second part is your inference engine. So, a particular system, so I can say that if a mycin is an intelligent system or an expert system, then mycin will also have this component which is divided into two parts, knowledge base and inference engine. Now I will explain elaborately what is the concept of knowledge base. First, I will give you the definition of the knowledge base. So what is the definition? So I can say that knowledge base is just a set of sentences that describes the world. Means whatever information about the world we have, I will describe those in terms of sentences, right? So it is a representation that describes the world and its behavior in some formal representation. I don't know what kind of representation, but it is a formal representation, we can say. And typically, I have explained that this information must be domain specific. Domain specific means since mycin is defined for the domain to treat blood related or bacterial information, so I am expecting all this information related to bacteria and blood infection. So this is your first part. So now how your knowledge base will look like actually. So basically in this knowledge base, technically what component we have, in this knowledge base we will have two part, if part and we have then part. So what this if part will contain? This if part of the knowledge base will contain, say, the information about the world. What kind of information? What kind of information is known as domain specific information? Say, it is containing the information as, say, the stain of organism is gram positive. So this is the first domain related information. Means what is the property of a stain or blood stain? It is defined here. This is the first domain information. Or second knowledge that I can provide to it is that the morphology of the organism. The morphology of the organism. Say it is coccus or not. So now you may ask one question that ma'am, these properties are not understandable. Why it is not understandable? Because it is a domain specific knowledge. Only a doctor can understand. So I mean to say is that now try to understand my point. A knowledge base is divided into two part, if part and then part. In the if part, we will have all the domain specific information gathered from the world so that my machine could be knowledgeable enough. Or in the third case, I can write the growth of the conformation of the organism growth. So it may be the third information. So if the number of information which are provided to the machine are good enough, then our machine will be knowledgeable enough. Now using this information, then your then part will work. In the then part, what it will do, this then part is defined for identifying the organism, means what kind of problem this person is having. So the one problem that I know, which is known as streptococcus symptom. So if the patient is streptococcus or not, this kind of diagnosis is performed by mycin. So this kind of verdict or judgment will be provided by the machine by following all those domain specific information. So this is all about your knowledge base. Now what this inference engine will do? Now this inference engine will manipulate the facts, manipulate this all these facts, and it will try to find out some relations so that it could answer the diagnostic related queries, because now we will provide some queries to the machine that tell me what is the stage of the person or what kind of disease it is having. So whenever we are providing this kind of query, it will be answered by the inference engine by manipulating the facts and some known relations. So this is my point. So in nutshell, I can say that any particular intelligence system will have a component as a repository, or you can say it is the heart of the system. And this system, this repository has two parts. One is your knowledge base and one is your inference engine. And this knowledge base will be divided into two parts, if part and then part. In the if part, we will gather all the information from the world into some formal representation, and those information must be domain specific. Domain specific means if the system is designed for engineering purpose, then all information must be related to engineering purpose. Otherwise, if it is designed for medical purpose, then all information gathered from the world should be from medical domain. And in the then part, it will infer, means what kind of thing, whatever we have gathered, whatever symptoms or test cases or information we have gathered, accordingly it will react. So reaction part is captured in the then part. And in the inference engine, whatever query we are asking to this machine, this query part means the machine has to think new concept according to our query. So whenever a machine can think or infer something new, it is a part of inference engine. So then whatever query we will provide, by using the concept of inference and by using the knowledge base, the machine will answer us some specific output which is something new, which does not exist in the knowledge base. So this is the basic mechanism how your AI system will work.